What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Plus. And come talk to us. Order your favorite drink, tip your bartenders. We just like to have a nice and open conversation. Don't worry, anything that's said here can't and will not be used against you in a court of law. I think.
If it is, then it's not our problem.
Not my problem.
Now, did you see that one video that I shared where that Jake Paul fight, that the round where he knocked out the guy, forgot his name. No.
Tyrone Woodley,
Yeah, I forgot his name for a second. Uh
I,
he's
I can't accept this reality. This is my own.
not like
No,
no, you got to see the
no.
edit that they did, but that whole fight right there, what, as much as they put in the whole knockout clause, that was set up because you could see in a slow mo, and I shared this to a couple people. I was like, "Yo, if you see the clip, he raises his guard down just as he swings, just when Jake Paul swings right at his jaw, like clearly." So I was like, "Yo, that's a setup. I need him to fight actual boxers. I need him to actually
I
do
think
a
he was fighting him.
real fight." Like,
No, because they like.
he
I
needs
don't
a
know.
he needs a professional boxer.
Is it a surprise that sports are rigged at this point? It's just like, uh,
It's not a
you know,
surprise. I think the first time is when people realized that WWE was fake. It was all
mm,
performances. It wasn't real wrestling. Well, I don't want to say it's not real wrestling. Let me take that back.
did WWE ever have everybody fooled into thinking it was real wrestling? I feel like they just enjoy. They know what it is. They enjoy the performance.
No,
They don't
they
even know what
that's what
the
it
game
is. Wrestling, it really
is.
is, as much as it's fighting, it's a style of fighting, it's performance. But I think somebody had said before that the way that they found out that it was fake was somebody had leaked the lineup of matchups and said who won, and then when I think it was a Royal Rumble, when they watched the Royal Rumble, the person who leaked like who was going to win each match actually happened, and then that's when people started
Mm,
to realize and say like, "Yo, this isn't like actual real wrestling." Well, it is, but more on the entertainment side than, you know, like say how UFC is like you guys fighting to the like near death type thing.
UFC is like somebody can earn. You can go in and earn your title. You know what I mean? You fight for it. You do whatever you got to do to beat the person in front of you. You achieve that. Wrestling is like, you're on the stage. You gotta make it look. It's like anime. You know what I mean? It's like any form of entertainment. It's like a play. You want the crowd to be into it, and this crowd just happens to love adrenaline and fights and things like that. So you give them what they want. It's like So I completely understand that. Is this the topic today?
No, the topic real no, I just wanted to bring that up because I saw that like a second ago. But the topic I wanted to bring up is all right. So we're in a new year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last episode you were talking about how 2021 went in like retrospective, like death counts and stuff like that. What's your retrospect on how do you think this year is going to go?
Hmm.
Cuz I will
I've actually been avoiding those thoughts.
I'm only saying this because so yesterday was one of my boys' birthday.
Mm-hmm.
He turned 29. He's almost 30. But when I the clip that I had posted to say happy birthday was from 2019, and I was thinking back, I was like, damn, 2019 was nearly 4 years ago at this point, and a lot has gone on since then. And more that I keep thinking about 2019, I'm like, yo, that was really the greatest year that never happened. Because the podcast that I was doing before, called Improvatory, the podcast that tells stories through improv, we usually did like a New Year's themed episode. So our New Year's episode will be captivating whatever like memes, culture, pop culture type things that was going on through the year, but we would make it up into a story. So I titled
Mm-hmm.
2019 as the greatest year that never happened. And now, after experiencing 2020, experiencing 2021, I'm like, crap, more that I'm thinking about it, 2019 was the greatest year that never happened. And then a lot of people now, especially after this recent New Year's, speaking of, the ball dropped 5 minutes after midnight. Uh, a lot of people are like trying to have like a positive light on what they want 2022 to be and so forth. And usually for me, I try to tell people, I'm like, look, as long as nothing goes on within the first month, I feel like we're going to have a good year. Because 2021 we thought was going to be good, but obviously Capitol riots happened. What? And then afterwards, it was like, oh, one thing after the other type thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
what's your retrospect on this year? Because a lot of people are thinking of it as a positive light, and obviously they should. We all should. But what's your thoughts?
Mm-hmm. This is interesting because I do not. I was gonna say before. I feel like I've been actively avoiding these thoughts, and in the time leading up to the years that come into COVID and all that shit, I was focused on myself. I was kind of living my own life, and I don't know, you know, focused on my own self growth. I feel like COVID kind of brought me out of that because it gave the world something to relate to, something tragic, you know, kind of like all at once. And that kind of pulled me for the first time into and amongst society. I feel like, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of being able to think about my life, it was everybody's life. It was, every move I, everybody, everything was politics, sickness, COVID, and everybody just, wanted to talk to you about something to see where you're at. I liked living, coasting, living in the shadows, minding my business, making my own decisions, living my own life. That's what I like. So when I look at an entire year and try to predict if it's going to be a good or bad year, like that's that's solely based off of perspective.
Yeah, it is
Because those
relatively on.
riots,
Yeah, go
because
ahead.
those riots, were they a good thing or were they a bad thing?
That's a completely different topic to probably get into. But as far as like
Mm-hmm.
having 2022 be whether a good year or bad year, it is on each individual's perspective, their retrospect on how they see that they want this year to go. Um, but my way of thinking is like, all right, just to narrow it down, it is what do you think of it for you? Or just in
Mm-hmm.
general of how you can go along with like how things are going to be going on with society, because we don't know what the hell this year is going to be. We're still at the start of it. But I guess I could say I could go first in my retrospect. Like, we got this podcast going, trying to get this going, do something fun, feel like being productive, and see how this goes, right? Then you got me doing the clothing brand with one of our guests that we're going to have on here, and like just doing that because him and he said back in 2016 when we were graduating high school, he was like, yeah, after we graduate college, we're going to start a clothing brand. And I was like, we are? Since when? Who said this? I ain't agree to this. But then look at it. We are. I mean, why not? What's stopping us from doing stuff like that? And then I got a video game coming out at the end of the year. It's like me setting goals for myself on doing these things, but that's just personal growth, personal on me in retrospect of who knows what the hell is going to happen this year. A lot of people think that we're going to go into another lockdown, or there's going to be a bigger push on um, COVID stuff like that. I feel like it's going to be year three, an official year three. There is no end yet of what's been going on for the past 2 years. I feel like last year we kind of let up a little bit because of how crappy 2020 was, but I feel like we're going to go more in reverse than we are going ahead.
Mm, I yeah. Uh, this is something I guess even is emotionally loaded for me to think about. You know, it's something very personal, and I don't want to predict because I feel like if I predict something bad,
Well,
I'm just
well, instead,
ruining.
in,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Predict something good and it's not good,
instead
and
of
people just want to just
predicting what do you want to happen, regardless if it does happen or not this year, it could possibly happen next year.
mm, what do I want to happen?
Because I'll say
I
this: the video game that's coming out this year, I wanted to have happen last month, but I told myself I was like, no, I need more time, and so I set it for this year. So it's, I mean, you can have a goal in mind, but regardless, like, what do you see? What do you see currently? Regardless whether it changes or it happens, it doesn't happen. It's just like, all right, this is how I want my 2020 to go. 2022 to go.
mm,
Despite everybody else
mm,
saying like, oh, I want this year. This is the year to be this. This is the year of this. This is the year of me. This is because everybody every year says this is the year of me. This is how I want to be. This is I want happiness and so forth. But there's a difference between saying it and actually doing it. You know,
right, right, exactly. All right, so my answer
what do you desire?
is what I want for this year. Basically, basically, I have a vision right now, and this I'm in an army crawl. Okay, it's an army crawl, and right now I'm just filled up with so much frustration that like there's no way I'm not gonna finish. I have complete. I'm just running on fumes and emotion, and I'm gonna make just crawling. Each grip into the ground is more powerful than the last. You know,
Hmm.
and that's how I'm gonna get to my goals in the new year, regardless of whatever the fuck happens. It's like I'm gonna fight tooth and nail to make it happen, and then that's it because I that's how it has to be done. Because I don't want to allow more distractions or more things to hold me back. Even if COVID does happen, I don't want to imagine anything that could hold me back at this point, and I don't want to believe anything can hold me back at this point.
Hmm.
So it's like the year could be shitty, the year could be great, and like I said, that's all perspective. So I feel like this year and the years to come, they're gonna be great because of my mindset. And my mindset is I refuse to lose that space. I refuse to lose, when they say one step forward, two steps back, it's like it's one step forward and I'll sit there and I'll gather my strength. I'm not going back anymore. I don't have the time to go back in any situation. And I feel like that's what these years have taught me, you know, and especially with the COVID thing, because it paused everything. It paused everything, and it really just made you sit there with you, the closest people you know, and your money, and that was it. You know,
Hmm.
and that was it. It completely altered the reality of life. I feel like, and it stuck everybody away from like it changed schools, it changed household dynamics, it changed everything, and I don't want to be that malleable again. I don't want to be stuck in any type of position that isn't of my own creation. And because each and every position is a position of my own creation, I want to fight that hard, like I said, in the analogy, to put myself where I want to be,
Hmm.
no matter what got me where I am right. No matter where I am right now, how it got me there. If somebody else did it to me, if I did it to myself, It's over. It's done with. It's in the past. So that's kind of how I feel about the next year. It's like I see growth. I see growth. I see strength. I see perseverance. I see a lot of change, and that may take more challenges and tribulations, but at this point, I'm accepting them and I'm choosing which challenges to take on for myself because either you make the choice ahead of time or the choice gets made for you, or the choices get
The
dwindled
choice
down
is
to just
yours.
what exactly, man. The choices.
The choice is
Mm.
yours. What's it gonna
So
be?
I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it's like it feels great to kind of like kickstart into aggressively being me as opposed to surviving, which is what the COVID era has really like
Yeah,
instilled.
yeah. Honest, yeah. I feel like 2 years ago and last year it was more of like improvise, adapt, overcome, survive. Like man versus wild, but it's in America.
I gotta drink my own piss now.
I ran out of
Oh my god.
water. Everybody's fighting over toilet paper. Can you believe that? We were fighting over toilet paper.
For no reason, though. And
It's
that's the
like
other thing too. That's why I can't even bring myself back in society because as a whole we kind of stupid. Like people kind of like
it's like I
what
need
toilet paper?
it's like I
Like
need
what
stuff to
about the
what.
baseline? Like
It's
what
like
about everything else? What
it's like
about food? What about actual food? Like why was literal toilet
it's
paper
like
on the headlines
I need stuff to wipe my
of
I need stuff to wipe shit off my ass.
you could just get 100 white like rags, and then you could just wash them. I mean, I guess nobody would want to reuse ass rags, but it's like, what did you think was gonna happen? Armageddon? Like, like,
It's like that's my
what?
role.
Toilet paper.
Like that's
Like, I
my
feel like they
role.
would just at that point, dish soap should have went out of business. Like, everything should have went off the shelves. Like, fuck toilet paper, dish soap. You can't clean anything. Everything's dirty. You could rinse off in the shower, get a bidet or something. You can clean yourself. But like, people just is weird.
No,
People,
that
and it's like that's mass hysteria for you. That's why I can't really get too involved. It's mass hysteria when you freak everybody the fuck out at once. That's why it's illegal to say fire inside of a building. You can't go like fire, fire. You can't do that because you freak everybody the fuck out like cattle or some shit. They just start trampling
it's
on
like what
people.
what.
Like it's literally illegal, but it's like. Mm, mm, you can actually it's illegal on that little scale, but I feel like COVID has been like screaming fire throughout the whole country, and it's like the same effect, you know. It's like that.
I think it's
And
just
then what's crazy is when I got COVID and Google how to deal with it, they were like, "Oh yeah, just rest up, just take
take the
breathers."
wheel. He said just have Jesus take the wheel.
No,
That's pretty much.
no, I'm saying like there was nothing like extraneous I had to do other than sleep, eat, and take medicine, and like maybe have somebody take care of me. So, and I understand like it's just crazy. Like when I actually got COVID, that I feel like that should put me at the epicenter of like in the worst position I'd ever think I'd want to be in. But it really wasn't that scary personally. I have actually have family members though where they have pre-existing conditions, and it definitely scared the shit out of them. So I understand like the severity, but what I don't understand is
The fear.
why it needs to be, huh?
The fear. Why the fear has to be
Like,
what it is.
yeah, because like it's just like the information on it. Oh man, I don't want to talk about COVID, man. I,
Yeah,
I
no.
really don't want to talk. I hate so
It's
much.
cause
And
it's cause
it's like
everybody talks about it. Like I'm gonna just I'm gonna try to move on from
yeah,
it. But every time when like you ever get to those situations where all right, so like everybody has like their own perspectives on masks and everything like that. But my my thing that I find interesting is some people who don't have masks or whatever, and they see everybody else who has masks. Like, who cares? Like, if they're wearing it, let them wear it because they want to be safe. However, they feel safe. You feel safe. However, you want to feel safe. Whatever. Who cares?
Mhm.
But I find it entertaining how each time when I encounter someone who comes in. This is just me talking about like coming into like people uh like whether it's at work or like being at a grocery store or anything like that. You overhear someone that's like, "Oh, it's okay, I'm vaccinated." I'm like, you can still get it, right?
Oh my god.
I don't get why people assume that the vaccination is a cure. It is not a cure. It is something that is supposed to help you fight it. Do you think we got a flu cure? No, we have a flu vaccination so your body can fight the flu during flu season. More on that another time, whenever that comes out. But back to 2022. Or pretty much anything in that regard. Like I think this year, like everybody's putting it, everybody wants this year to be a good year. Will it be a good year?
Mhm.
It all depends on perspective. But I think people who I think people shouldn't pressure it to be a good year because then that's where high expectations come in.
Mm, yeah,
It's like a movie. You have high
I really
expectations.
felt pressure when you asked me that question.
You felt pressured. You're like, what do you think? It's
I'm like, oh my god. It's like,
like,
why did I go in here blind? Like,
it's like,
uh,
I don't know.
I
But
avoid. It's like, yeah, bro. I avoid that like in real life. Like I don't talk, like like That's why like I don't know. There's certain topics you can and can't talk with people. I wish you could like find it, but it's like when you talk to certain relatives and they just want to talk about like the most irritating stuff, just going like all
they
the things
they
going
just
wrong
come
with
up. They just come up to you and be like, "So, you got a girlfriend yet, or you got a significant other?" Like, why you gotta ask me that? You're like, so when you starting to have kids? I'm like, can I live
yeah,
my
like
life first? When did your grandparents, did your mom ask you when you getting kids? I see
oh
that
my
all the
god.
time.
It's like, are you afraid? Are you afraid that you'll never have grandkids? Don't be afraid.
No, some people are actually afraid. They'll be like, I feel like I'm not going to live to see my grandkids. And I get that. Like, if you really want grandkids and you want to see them and be able to see a future, a potential future and stuff, I get that. But don't pressure somebody into having it when they can't support themselves yet. That's the part that I'm like, chill.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I don't know. That's like family dynamics are weird. That's why my favorite thing about the internet in the golden age was the Thanksgiving clapbacks. So, it was just that was the golden age
the the
because
the what?
you know the Thanksgiving
Please
clapbacks.
please elaborate. Cause I'm
You
thinking
don't
when
know about the
no, cause when you say clapback, I'm thinking of a completely different thing, and I hope it's not what I'm thinking. And anybody who's listening, watching, or whatever, if you're thinking the same thing I am, thank you for appreciating that I'm not alone on this.
Oh my
Cause
god.
please elaborate on clapback.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to.
Cause I'm like I don't. I feel like I should
So
know.
here's the meme. I typed it in on Google, because it's that safe. It's that safe.
That's
It says,
safe.
uh, tattoos are a lifetime commitment. And it goes, me, but your marriage wasn't.
Oh,
It's a,
that. Okay. See that's
your
different.
marriage wasn't.
See when you say that, all right, now I get it. Those are funny.
And this bitch, there's another one. It says, I wasn't drinking when I was 16. And somebody goes, can't drink when you're pregnant. Yeah, they're just bad. They're just so bad, but it's just like, it's the truth. It's like people try to talk down on you, as the younger person in your family. It's like, relax, step up off me. I'm doing my motherfucking thing right now. Don't even try to
uh,
play me.
there was another one. It was like only women should wear makeup, only babies should wear diapers.
Oh my god. There's one that says this one that says it's an epic Christian meme, and it says the cousin asks, "Why is the food taking forever?" And then it goes, "Me, repent or burn forever."
He's like, at least
What?
I got my GED, and then somebody said, at least I know my DAD. I'm like, oof, that's hurtful.
Yo,
That's hurtful.
those ones are the most fucked up, but the easiest ones. It's like a nut shot.
Hmm. Yeah, now, all right, now I get it.
Somebody said, "Why you wearing so much makeup?" It's like, why ain't nobody eating your casserole?
Man, Thanksgiving, that was a good time. Thanksgiving clapbacks, that was funny. You always on that damn phone. You always on that damn walker. that's that's messed up.
Oh, that's right.
It's like,
Walker.
yeah, grandmom says you always on that damn phone, and then you say you always on that damn walker.
They go to hell. They go to hell. They don't deserve grandma. Oh, yeah, last year. That's crazy.
That's messed up.
You said, when you gonna have some kids? When you gonna meet yours?
Wait, what?
They said, when you gonna have some kids? And somebody said, when you gonna meet yours?
Sheesh, that's rough. That's rough. I don't know, man. That's something different.
Thanksgiving clapbacks. They keep mixing in with these Christian clapbacks.
Christian clapbacks.
Yeah, man. Right. I'm so confused. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand.
That's the internet. The internet. You don't understand it. Memes come, memes go. But
Memes coming. Yeah, like I don't know. It's so hard to live a carefree life now. I feel like before it was easier to be carefree. Now with the COVID, it's like you can't be carefree for shit. Motherfucker, you gotta worry about the government turning on you. That's the scariest thing about now. It's like I can't even grow up no more, bro. It's a
he said,
whole
"I
fucking
can't
you
even grow up no more." Nah.
you gotta worry about the government. It's like the Great Depression part two. That's what it really is.
Yeah, you know
Part
what's
two of
crazy?
it.
And you know what's crazy? The Great Depression was around the Roaring Twenties, 1920s. We're 2020, so if history does repeat itself, we're repeating it in a odd way.
Like
And and you know
100%.
and you know what led us out of the Great Depression? World War. I'm just hoping that doesn't come next.
This is why you keep your historians close.
Yeah, you
What?
anybody who knows
What?
history, yes.
All
Well,
right. So who do you
especially
think is
knows
winning the next war? You think
we
we're
don't
winning?
even know who's
Is it?
against.
We
I
are
will.
winning. We got to.
Okay,
I say,
no.
fuck, we got.
I will say like instead of it being a world war, we're fighting a viral war, but that's another thing. But I'm not trying to get enlisted. Yo, do you know
Nah.
I'm not trying to get enlisted. You know that thing that every man has to sign after once they turn 18, and if they don't, they get arrested. You know that?
Is that a thing? Did I sign that? I don't think I signed
You
that.
probably did, and you just didn't know. But I got in one of those things in the mail. It's the so every male that turns 18, they get something in the mail stating like, hey, you have to sign up for enlistment. So in case if say we were to go to war, you would get drafted. But I mean, there's another layer to that too. But regardless, say if we were to go to war, me, you, every other male that is 18 and up, we go into war, regardless. And if you don't sign it, you actually get arrested and fined. Which is not, unless they changed, but
Oh,
back when I was
I
18,
definitely
yeah.
that.
unless
I
it's
remember.
unless it's changed since I've read that when I had to sign it and mail it in, but I know that was
Yo,
something that
I
happened.
lived in the motherfucking chair force instantaneously. So Like I feel like if they rush it, you go wherever they need you. But if you choose yourself, I'm gonna choose like right before they start rushing niggas. I'm gonna choose the chair force.
The
I'm gonna
chair
be like, yes
force.
sir. Yeah,
Chair
the Air Force. They call it the
chair
chair
force.
force.
Chair force. Just drones, just going wrong.
The
If
chair force. It's such a hurtful thing, but I'm thinking about chair like, damn right.
that's like me saying, all right, if I'm in Mongolia, I'm signing up to be in the Navy.
Why? Is there no navy in Mongolia?
Mongolia is in the center of so here like if you want to think about it, Mongolia is here and then you have various countries around it. There's no
I'm gonna,
there's no bodies of water.
I'm gonna tell you why this. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something deeply about myself in this episode. If you made it this far in this episode, you officially are gonna learn something about me. I'm opening up to you guys. This is why I hate the school system. They fucked me. They fucked me. That's why it is. Here's how they did it. They told me I was skipping a grade. They skipped a grade. You know what happened? You know what happened? They couldn't do it. They couldn't really do it. And in the confusion, I skipped fifth grade geography. It was the only class they taught geography in. Now, through my own self-loathing and lack of tact, yes, I could have Googled a map and studied it independently since fifth grade,
Well,
since
back
I
in
was
fifth,
a seventh.
honestly, back in fifth
Like,
grade, like our technology now is like way like you got Windows 97.
that's not true. Like, you had Google Images in fifth grade.
No,
I had
We had Google Images, but like we had
technology.
we don't have those flat screens that they do now. We had those little the stuff that they were dealing
That's
with in the
I
90s.
am highly disappointed in technology. I'm highly disappointed in technology. Like the advancements in technology, we've pacified ourselves. You know, what I mean, we turned ourselves into like the one generation before the Wally world. You know, Wally, the movie,
Yeah, I
and
know.
like people. That's what I meant. Not Wally World as in Walmart or Wally's as in like what people did in elementary school. Said Wally.
I don't know what you're getting at on that elementary part, but go on.
Yes, and it's just like I don't know. So yeah, I just skipped geography, never learned it, and yeah, I could teach it myself, and maybe one day I will. But I'm just a type of person. Just felt like I got that joke sooner, and I didn't, and just exposed myself.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Not. I had to tell people like where certain states are because like, all right, I'm gonna
So let's
say
be
one.
honest, everybody's a little dumb. Everybody's a little stupid about something. We all can't be masters of every trade,
Yeah, we're
but
not.
that's where true knowledge and strength comes in. Because think about it. Think about it. When I was in class, and this is what I like and hate it about school, and what I can't find yet. A classroom that's active, that's talking, the kids know each other, not afraid to ask questions, not afraid to be wrong. A teacher that's, shooting shit back at them, cordial with them, sitting over there teaching them everything, going over things, so repeating things. That's where people learn. People don't learn in a classroom that's completely silent, staring at a board, watching the dude run through material without ever checking back with somebody. And I feel like COVID has shoved we're gonna call the first one A, second one B, has shoved classroom B into the limelight. And it's the only classroom. It feels like classroom A never. It's gonna be so hard to find. Now schools are opening up in different places. There is, so that classroom could be in a lot of different places. If you have that classroom, you cherish it. But I believe classroom B, you gotta be a robot to learn from that to be able to like truly get the same thing out of classroom B that you would have gotten out of classroom A. And I don't think you could.
Mm.
That's personally what I need from school to feel engaged enough to understand it. You know? And mm, I hope like this might be weird because I'm smoking, but I just wanted to say like
He's in deep, deep combo.
kids like who are like 15 and 16 and shit like that in Philadelphia are killing each other. So you're already doing grown people shit. So it's like I hope you guys realize that to make it past routines and shit like that, and not even you can make it past that, but you want to be in a certain type of momentum. So even if you're in a weird environment, going through school, at least getting your GED, whatever environment you may be in, and this is why I'm kind of appalled with the school system. I personally worked in some of like for a brief time in some of the worst schools in certain states in Florida specifically, and kids don't know how to read or do math or even speak English up and throughout like the entirety of middle school. And it's so hard. It's like 40 kids in the classroom, and it's just so hard to get everything focused. But like persevering through that for yourself, because that's what it is. Like all that you have to gather that knowledge, those certificates for yourself to be able to find your way into money. You got to be able to find your way into opportunities that will bring you money and stability into your life. So no matter what's going on, that has to be your priority almost, and that's definitely like school is life, and they don't really tell you that. But that's no one told me this, and that's why I feel like I'm saying it. I'm trying to say it now because no one really allowed me to truly prioritize like myself and my future, and even like in those young grades, I feel like people don't want to have serious conversations with younger people, with children. They want to speak to them like children, but the internet has already hyper aged those children. Yeah, and like you're speaking to them like they're dumb and they can tell. You know what I mean? Speaking to somebody like they're a dog, and it's like they have so much more they'd be willing to say in a truthful conversation. And I feel like if you're willing, like, and that's why like situations get handled by their own hands. Because they can't talk to people. Maybe there aren't adults in their life or people in their life they can talk to or who will talk to them straight, or maybe they even respect who they can come out to on the serious stuff. But it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. I can't even fathom. I feel like at one point in my life, especially when I was doing that, I really wanted to drive myself. Like it's wild. It feels like when you work there, like a waterfall of people that are just going into life fucked up, and you can't help them. You can teach them a lesson or two, but what the fuck are you really? You know what I mean? What are you really doing?
Mhm.
And it's like they're all just like running. And it's like sand like going through your fingertips. So it's like it's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like that's like hmm, that's a goal. In the new year, I want to repurpose myself to figure out that ultimate challenge because if I feel like if I could do that, I feel like that's a good thing. That's a good noble cause to spend my life to helping the new generation stabilize themselves because this is a tough world out here, bro. It's a tough world, tough ass world, especially for people who are like on their own.
Yeah, especially for people that are on their own. I feel like nowadays it's gotten to a point where you it's hard to be self-sustaining in this country. Like being able to say I can afford to be living on my own. Like unless you're actually working a well-paying job that allows you to do that, but it's hard to get into those well-paying jobs that allow you to be self-sustaining or be able to do anything for that matter. And then the jobs that pay you the highest amount, those are the ones that are the worst to be in because they don't care for you. They just be
They
like,
don't
all
care
right,
about you. You gotta sacrifice so much, and that's another thing too. It's like if like to truly help, like to even suggest jobs and other things like that. I'm thinking about the nitty gritty. You got even the best things trades like learn the actual like plumbing, electrician, things with computers. Learning a skill to make yourself irreplaceable or to make yourself useful. Make yourself a tool. Make yourself a Swiss Army knife of knowledge. Because
mm,
everybody's intelligent. Everybody's smart enough to learn something. We're human. You know what I mean? We're all born with capacity. We can learn. And that's the thing. You
that
can learn something. You're born with an innate ability, but that ability is like a seed, and you have to, you're responsible for
that
nurturing yourself and learning things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of reminds me. I was telling my great grandmother about this because we were having a conversation when I took her out 2 days ago. Um, I was telling her that in the near future, because there's a lot of jobs now that when you go to the grocery store, you see a lot more self checkouts than you see cashiers. Like the Walmart near me, there was only like three cashiers and a long line for four self checkouts because people wanted to do self checkout more, and then you don't have that many employees. And I told her, I was like, well, eventually, either obviously it ain't going to be happening within this year, but within the coming years, cashiers are going to be phased out. And the biggest high paying jobs in the future will be in the entertainment industry, anything in like within trade like mechanics, technicians, engineers. Those are like the
Hmm.
ones that I feel are going to be the ones that actually will not make just a lot of money, but will actually still keep thriving. Because you're gonna need engineers to create things. How else are we gonna get? How else are we getting laptops and phones and stuff? You got engineers designing them. You got technicians that are specifying things that not everybody knows about, but if you know it, well, that's a skill that can work. You know how to do plumbing. You know how to fix a car, whatever. Cool. And then entertainment, because whenever you're stressed out and you want somebody to you want to pay to watch a movie or play a video game or anything like that, that's entertainment. Entertainment will forever be around. So those three things will be there. And I know a lot of people will listen and say like, oh, well, what about business and stuff like that? To a certain degree, yes, that will still be around, but not the way that we you would like always think it would be. Like for example, accountants and things in that regard. Those things will eventually be automated. Like bank tellers. Like how often do you count like bank tellers that are in a bank? A lot of people do their stuff on their phones now, especially like paying credit cards or being like just doing any sort of transaction. You if people ask you, you got Cash App, you got this, you got that. There's never anything that is more paper, it's more digital. So why would I need to go to the bank when I could just quote unquote airdrop you, cash app you, Apple Pay you money. So a lot of those things are changing to the point where it's all tech. So now people need to evolve, especially within the job space, if they want to continue to either get within that tech or just be a good comedian or a good entertainer or know what you got or anything in that regard.
I was gonna also say for people like get it, cause like yeah, all the stuff you're saying is great. Like stuff I didn't think about. Like yeah, you're right. Tech, you're definitely right. Like certain jobs are just old ass. They're always gonna be like like you said, the cashier jobs. I've actually been in places I've seen on the other side. They only even though there's all those like lines at Walmart, they only want three cashiers open because they don't want to pay eight people to be on the clock to stand and fill up everything at once. But I'm like, if you have that, you should be able to fill them up. On one end, corporations should be dishing out a lot more money and be less worried about this fucking profit that they
and
be. I like
and and
because
it,
that's what it is. But wait, hold on. I wanted to talk about something though. Even even like if school isn't an option, there's a lot of options out there to continue to make
oh,
money
that's another.
making business like that, like landscaping.
Yeah,
Landscaping.
I was going to say landscaping, education, that type of stuff. That's still prominent things to have too. I just named
Wait,
those off the bat. I named the ones that I named previously. Those were just off the bat, like
okay.
definite.
But
But
yeah, really,
education, you can't.
I was really going into it. Like, all you really need is get yourself a pressure washer, get yourself something to fix up a fucking lawn and a truck, and you can build that up
That's
to
your
the
own
point where
business
like,
right there. New power washing
yo,
windows.
it's simple, but it's a need that is going to be needed year round. It's going to be seasonal, and you can pass that on to somebody else for a fee. You know what I mean? You're going to build clientele. You're going to do things of that nature. Any type of way to get out there, and it's not. It's weird. It is a hustle, But I don't want it to be like a short term reflect thing. Like you gotta be good at it. Be be nice as shit at it. Be good enough to where you're proud of it, not just something you do in the back. But like maybe in the beginning you have to tell people about it, but you want to tell your clients. You want to have your clients loving you because that's how the bread's gonna come. That's how you're gonna see the return come back. Is that true connection between you, your work, and your money. And when you do that, you're always gonna see returns. And it's great to do it while you're young, motivated, and you got time. And if you don't got time, you're not young, you're not motivated, you probably still need to do it. And when it happens, you get through it, you reach, you find new achievements, and that will bring on new motivation, a new change, you know. And that's just like this is something great, man. This is what I see. This is what I want for the new year. These are all things I want for the new year. Deep down, it took the whole 45 minutes to draw it out of me because this was deep inside, man. I bottle
It
emotions. I
was
bottle
unlocked
emotions.
within.
Exactly. The Humo Fuedi Fighty sound. Do you know where that's from? Humo Fuedi Fighty sound. Humo Fuedi Fighty sound. Humo Fuedi Fighty
It
sound.
sounds familiar, but enlighten me.
All right, no, I'm not gonna enlighten anybody. Drop it in the comments if you know where that shit's from. If you know where that shit's from, bro, I'm shutting you the fuck out. Like, ooh, okay, and then the first person is definitely getting credits. People as they trickle in. We'll see if you really got it honestly, or if you just you cheating. But yeah, yeah, go back and that's a joint. But yeah, they unleash the beast, true intentions, true ultimate intentions, and I appreciate. This is a beautiful experience. I see myself changing along with the series, and it's gonna be fun. It's scary, you know. You know how like in churches they say God says, "Come as you are," and that's what I've done, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
come as you are.
Same as I am, but now I'm just bit on change. You know what's it's annoying as it's so annoying. There's this TikTok trend where it's like play this video and then 6 months later play it again and see where you're at, or like play another one. But people keep posting just half of it, and it's like I don't want to see half of a TikTok of you just staring into the camera and then I don't get to see 6 months later because I'm not going to check up with you 6 months later. You're not going to do this 6 months later. You're not going to do it. You're not going to post it. I guarantee it.
It's
If I
going.
do,
They
I
go
guarantee it.
delete.
What I
They go erase it off their camera roll.
do is do that. You save that video, and then you edit it 6 months later, and then you post it, and then that video looks amazing. You know,
Now
or
I feel like that
or
trend could actually work if, say, you're teasing something like a huge project and you show like a small clip and then it cuts off abruptly to the point where it's like a cliffhanger, then introduce it six
yeah,
months later. That's where it
but
could work. But if it's somebody just sitting there staring at the camera and then it cuts and then you see the same thing 6 months, no, I wouldn't care for that.
reels are toxic. Reels are toxic. Reels are like Instagram is slowly morphing to like it'll show you just like regular ass people, random ass people just playing with the reels. It's like Facebook territory almost, you know? Like he's like, "Who are you? Why are you on my phone right now? Like, why would I at you in your
Why is your
phone?
face on my screen?
Yeah, you got 6 likes. You got 6 likes out of who the hell you are.
It's like why is your face on my screen? Why are you promoting this post? I don't care for it. I ain't clicking on your bio.
Exactly. I thought what you're supposed to do is take it, save it, never post it until 6 months later, edit it, and then post it. I feel like I already said that, but I just had to get it off, man. It's just, because I've never seen a complete one either, and that's like
Because you
it's
gotta wait
annoying me.
6 months. If
Bro,
anybody posts, if anybody posts in the month of July, the month of January, they gotta wait until July. Who's gonna wait until July?
at least go 6 months back and like post a shitty video of you 6 months before, and then post a great video of you now, and then finish it.
Nah,
Finish it. You know, and
one
everybody
one
else is out there.
There's one trend I really like. Is there's a trend where a bunch of people who are heavy set, they show themselves and then they skip to like saying 72 pounds later or 82 pounds later or whatever, and then they see like a huge transformation. They're like fit or whatever. I'm not trying to say that as if I'm fat shaming. No, I'm not. What I'm trying to implement on that is they set out a goal, then they achieve that goal, and you could see the difference. That's like me posting an image of me saying like, "Hey, day one of my exercise," and then day 100, I'm like somebody
That's
from
literally
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
exact, bro. That's literally the people who should be using the trend that I was talking about.
Yeah,
All you people hone in, figure out what it is. I don't know. You'll probably see it, and you use it correctly because you're gonna blow up. Because it's like I'm itching. I'm itching to see it done right. And like, yeah, bro, I want to do that too. Like, I want to have an
like
80 pounds later. I want to
yeah,
put on 80 pounds. Like, just
like that to me, I was like that kind of motivated me. I'm like, damn, I want to go to the gym. I want to get that. I'm like, boom. But I mean, there was
that's
mostly
crazy.
women that was posting a trend, but I'd be like, all right, what if a man does it? What if I got
That's
I lost a lot of pounds, but if I like slim it down and get all just like Captain America type like physique and be like, yeah, this was a
people
couple
agree,
pounds
bro.
later, like
Women,
boom.
men agree. Like people, there is hope for humanity out there. All right, there's hope for everybody. Just don't believe in the robot, in the Matrix. My friend told me the new Matrix movie was ass. Oh, next episode, we better be talking about the Spider-Man shit. We better be talking about Spider-Man. I'm gonna use this tiny bat to cause a whole lot of mischief.
Yeah, in your own room.
That's what you think. You gonna see the
What do you
tiny
go?
bat in your dreams.
I was wondering for a while. I was like,
Everybody,
"Yo, why do you have a
everybody,
tiny bat in your hand?"
everybody like and subscribe, or else the tiny bat will come find his way to your house. Tiny bat and everything.
He said, "This tiny bat is Freddy Krueger. It's gonna jump into your dreams. You gonna see it. You see a
It's
bat
gonna
in your
open you
dreams.
up.
It's just like, is that the bat from earlier? Like, yes, it is. Did you subscribe? Like, you didn't subscribe.
I feel like if there was like a steel pole through the middle of this, I could take on somebody with a sword. I feel like with a knife, I could take on with the tiny bat and just feel safe. With a knife, I'm like, yeah, come here, baby. Let's go, tiny bat.
There's like no range with that weapon right there.
I mean, that's why I could take on a knife person, but with a sword, if there was a rod through it, I could block the sword. You know what I mean? I could still block the sword
Probably for
instead of
like
the sword just
one
cutting through the
slice.
bat. Hmm?
Maybe if it was like one slice, if the blade was dull, but if that thing was like completely just like sharpened, brand
It
new,
couldn't cut
that's just
through
gonna
that
cut through
rod,
that.
though, could it?
If it's
Well,
strong,
then
if the blade's strong enough, yeah.
I would want nunchucks, but a tiny bat nunchuck version. So I'll get another tiny bat and connect them like this.
It's just go.
And I would block the one and just whip him with the other one. Yeah. I need to learn nunchucks. Maybe I need to get some nunchucks for the new year too. Mm.
Just learn practice
I,
nunchucks. Honestly, no,
yeah, bro.
I don't I can get with that. My dad used to do nunchucks, but for quite some time now, while I'm working, I have keys, so I'd be flinging the keys around, and in my head, I'm like, you know what? I should buy a rope dart, and I'll just practice in the backyard, just with a rope dart, be like
I
Scorpion.
was a rope dart.
You know what
I was,
Scorpion has?
okay.
So it's like a
Yes.
spear and chain, but instead it's the dart part, and it's just a rope.
I have a medieval weapon episode now too, because
Just
I
start
could get into this.
swinging
You know what
around.
a sundial is?
A
I
what?
don't know what it is. It's like I, I don't know what it is or something like that. It's like basically like a stick and it has a chain, and at the end of the chain is a ball
I know
with
what you're
like
talking about. I
like
think it starts with a M. It's not a
a
mallet.
mace.
No, it's not a mace. I
What
know
is
what you're
it?
talking about. People in the comments can talk about it, but I'm gonna look it up in a second. But that
You
goes
know what?
for.
I think that weapon is kind of shitty. Like because it's like one hit and then it gets stuck. So maybe I would use like a pole and like have that at the end of the pole and have it also be detachable. You
So
know,
it's a
and then
spear.
I use it.
So it's a spear that has a little the ball in the end, and you just start swinging at people.
Yeah, exactly. It's a spear with a ball at the end, and then I could swing it like I could. They could be running, and I could literally do this like a catapult, unclench it, and just have that shit fly through the air, and then land on them, and then I just be left with a pole, and I just pursue them with the pole, and bah, 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 I just beat his ass.
Oh, it's a ball and it's a fist flail.
A fist flail.
Yeah, ball and chain fist flail.
I don't know where I got that first name from.
It's a flail.
Maybe it was like a video
That's what
game
it's
or
called.
something.
It's a so you just
Yeah,
swinging around,
the magic.
just like you're like going with that. But
When you watch My Hero Academy, you also need another My Hero episode. I feel like Todoroki could be like I'm an I've dreamt about that character as a child. Not like fire and ice in one character. You know what I mean? I've imagined myself having both powers. My parents be like, that doesn't make any sense because they're the opposite. Blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. I want it.
I got
Attack on
it.
Titan almost did it, and then My Hero did it. But even so, I feel like he could be a lot stronger than he is, and it's like, I can't put all my eggs in one basket anymore. I can't. I have to rely on myself to, yeah, to create the best character. But he'll use like these weapons and shit. Like he could be using his ice more tactfully. You know?
Yeah,
How
but
do you feel about that?
I will tell you how I feel, and when we talk about that episode, I have a perfect guest that might be able to talk more on that. But that is
Okay.
the end of this episode. Comment below, like subscribe on how you feel on what you think 2022 will bring for you, or at least what you on your perspective on how things are. And also, let me know where Mongolia is, since James had to think about it.
Why? Just got ended.
And the bar is closed.
I refuse. I refuse. I refuse to sit through this. I have no comebacks. I can't believe you did that.